Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by. The challenge this month is to use elements that don't fit the theme of your layout. Anna is making her video part of her July Scrapathon event, so pop on over to her Facebook group, details below, to join in all the fun and perhaps win a prize. I decided to scrapbook these two photos of my boys when they were running in the school cross-country event back when they were 11 years old. And thought pineapples, taco trucks, cactuses, donuts. Sure, they go. Not. Anyway, they're my unusual elements that I'm going to try and use. They come from the Amy Tangerine on a Whim collection. My boys and I actually, because I'm a teacher at their school, are in what we call Mara House, the yellow faction. Now, I don't really like scrapbooking with yellow, so today was a bit of a challenge just using yellow things alone. I'm just trimming the white cardstock down because I know it's going to be matted on that yellow piece at the end, so better to be prepared. You'll just see, yeah, there, I'm showing you. I chomped a bit out of my thumb the other day, and I thought it was healing, but scrapbooking, I've just added a little bit of extra of myself onto my layout. Luckily though, and I've left this bit in to show you, I did this stenciling, and I don't know, after I finished it and I started laying patterned paper down, I wasn't overly impressed with it. It just wasn't quite the look I was going for. Great stencil, but just not the right one for this page. But I left it in just to show you that everybody has their good days and their bad days, or we all start at different points and we make a decision and then go, yeah, no. You can see here, I'm stopping and thinking, Helen, this isn't looking good. So, good thing about blank cardstock, I flipped it over and used the other side. It's funny how you can not use a tool or even a colour or something for ages, but get it out for one layout and it obviously sits in the back of your mind and you think, oh yeah, that one will work for this one, such as this punch. I used it the other day for my layout for stuck sketches and I thought, this just will add the perfect little bit. When I layered the stripy red piece and the pineapple yellow piece, I just felt there wasn't enough definition between them. So by adding the black cardstock, just the thin strip of it, I think just makes the two pop. Ties in with the black cardstock around the photo as well. Quite like it. Of course, pineapples have got lots to do with running a cross-country event. My technical name for my design layout is the horizontal flipped L, i.e. it's like an L design but flipped or reflected. And to make the horizontal base, I'm cutting myself a banner out of this green patterned paper that comes from the 6x6 paper pad from the On a Whim collection. Got to say that slowly because I'm a bit tongue-tied and saying it a bit fast is not working. Anyway, you can roughly see that slight L if you look with a slanted eye on an angle. Now, my unrelated elements. It's going to be a bit of a challenge to use a flamingo and a cactus and a donut on this page, and I think I've given up and put them to the side. A taco truck and pineapples, I'll make it work, but yeah, nothing really to do with it. I went through the rest of the die cut pack and found this hey square and the green circle. I don't end up using the yellow heart, and I do end up using that piece. And this pink tag that says #hustle. Yeah, my boys aren't really known for their hustling when it comes to running. They have a tradition at school of usually coming last or second last. I mean, if they're going to do something, well, they might as well shine at it, and coming last in cross country, they always shine. But this year, when they were in year 6, I was told to make sure that they didn't hold the proceedings up by coming last. And so they surprised everybody by finishing halfway through the year 6 boys. We found out afterwards that a high school student who was on one of the gates let them through and they ran a shortcut. I'm sure there was a little bit of karma happening here. But boys shouldn't have cheated. But we have a discussed and laughed about this story a few times since. As you can see, I've cut the circle in half, and I'm using that just to help give this bottom cluster some weight to make the pineapple pop off the page, because, you know, we need the pineapple to pop off the page because it's got everything to do with cross-country running. Hey, but it is yellow, and that's the reason I have chosen them after all. As you can see, I've just put a few dimensional dots under the right side of the pineapple to pop it up. With having that black border was a bit of a wedge there, so this was the best way to lay it down. You can see I cut the other die cut. I cut the white bottom off and turned it into a tag for the top left hand corner, and I'm just fiddling around with other pieces, the second half of that circle and the other pineapple. That's because I've got two pineapples on my page. With the magic of editing, it does look like this layout has come together fairly quickly and easily. What you didn't see is all the bits that I cut out and all the times my fingers were tapping on the desk going, what am I going to do? I don't usually struggle quite like this one. And I think it's because for me, I have trouble putting these random elements on. I've got bunny rabbits and deer and flamingos into my stash that I don't really know what to use. I always like my embellishments to tie in with the photos or the theme of the layout. So it was a bit of a struggle. I felt the white cardstock just needed something to define the edges before I matted onto the yellow card. And I felt that a black mat would be too harsh or too heavy. So I thought, all right, let's give this doodly border that I've seen people do a go. I think I have done it once or twice before, but it's not really something that I like to do. Mainly, I don't know, too unstructured for me, which kind of doesn't make sense, seeing as I love to use mixed media and splash stuff around. But anyway, gave it a go. Quite like how it turned out. I got a bit stuck thinking about a title. I didn't really want to use Cross Country 2011. So I went through my stash and found these thicker words. Here we, I would say there was a go once upon a time and I've used it. So cork thickers from my stash to the rescue, and here we go. Finishing off with all the little embellishments, namely some puffy hearts and stars and enamel dots, and a little tiny one that says smile that's on the photo next to Ben's head, and sticking it down. Thank you very much for watching along this month. I hope you've enjoyed it and found some inspiration to go and use some random elements. Don't forget to check below to all the other links for the other girls playing along and the links to Anna's July Scrapathon. Till next time, see you later.